mayor of housing,
Something big has hit the city of Port Harcourt and about to quickly spread throughout Africa.
Shout out to the mayor of housing. We love you.
A big shout out to the mayor.
Shout out to you again, mayor of housing, the best in housing and estate business.
mayor of housing, all the best. Mayor of housing,
Shout out to the mayor of housing.
The biggest value monger in real estate in the world and the fastest rising housing brand to come out of Africa. It is your real estate solutions expert and your best plug to getting the best all-round value and returns in housing that would make you shout wow and how. But behold, the man that has taken it upon himself to solve the housing deficit in Africa through your collaboration and innovative solutions that are simple, sustainable, and affordable. But behold, my ACECHINA, the mayor of housing and your real estate success strategist. He can make you money and make you happy in real estate because he doesn't sell houses or lands. He sells value.
I've been pushing, you have a very big presence in the economic summit. Why are you doing that? What is your motivation?
I am the mayor of housing. I am not the mayor of empty houses. If you build in a location that is not attractive for immigration into that location, you will have empty houses. Part of the passion I have in housing in River State is to eliminate or reduce the River State, Lagos State dichotomy in decent housing estates for especially our expatriates and qualified people, because we have a lot of them working in Port Harcourt but living in Lagos or Abuja. We want to be able to not only keep them but attract people from all over the world to come and live in Port Harcourt, thereby making my houses occupy. Secondly, lands are no longer in production is a finite and definite asset. What makes the value of land increase is the amount of traffic heading and searching for that land. If very few people want to come to River State, our lands will be almost worthless. But if the whole world wants to come to River State, you're going to make my land the most desirable and valuable land in the world.
Call him now on 0809 337 8525 or visit www.themayorofhousing.com and also follow Value on social media www.facebook.com/my ACECHINA, at my ace_China on Instagram and Twitter, www.linkedin.com/my ACECHINA, and www.youtube.com/my ACETV. Housing for all, your right to live. Something big has hit the city of Port Harcourt and about to quickly spread throughout Africa.
Shout out to the mayor of housing. We love you.
A big shout out to the mayor.
Shout out to you again, mayor of housing, the best in housing and estate business.
mayor of housing, all the best. Mayor of housing,
Shout out to the mayor of housing.
The biggest value monger in real estate in the world and the fastest rising housing brand to come out of Africa. It is your real estate solutions expert and your best plug to getting the best all-round value and returns in housing that would make you shout wow and how. Behold, the man that has taken it upon himself to solve the housing deficit in Africa through your collaboration and innovative solutions that are simple, sustainable, and affordable. Behold, my ACECHINA, the mayor of housing and your real estate success strategist. He can make you money and make you happy in real estate because he doesn't sell houses or lands. He sells value.
I've been pushing, you have a very big presence in the economic summit. Why are you doing that? What is your motivation?
I am the mayor of housing. I am not the mayor of empty houses. If you build in a location that is not attractive for immigration into that location, you will have empty houses. Part of the passion I have in housing in River State is to eliminate or reduce the River State, Lagos State dichotomy in decent housing estates for especially our expatriates and qualified people, because we have a lot of them working in Port Harcourt or living in Lagos or Abuja. We want to be able to not only keep them but attract people from all over the world to come and live in Port Harcourt, thereby making my houses occupied. Secondly, lands are no longer in production. It is a finite and definite asset. What makes the value of land increase is the amount of traffic heading and searching for that land. If very few people want to come to River State, our lands will be almost worthless. But if the whole world wants to come to River State, you're going to make my land the most desirable and valuable land in the world.
Call him now on 0809 337 8525 or visit www.themayorofhousing.com and also follow Value on social media www.facebook.com/my ACECHINA, at my ACE_China on Instagram and Twitter, www.linkedin.com/my ACECHINA, and www.youtube.com/my ACETV. Housing for all, your right to live. Something big has hit the city of Port Harcourt and about to quickly spread throughout Africa.
Shout out to the mayor of housing. We love you.
A big shout out to you, Mayor.
Shout out to you again, mayor of housing, the best in housing and estate business.
Your housing, all the best. Mayor of housing,
Shout out to the mayor of housing.
The biggest value monger in real estate in the world and the fastest rising housing brand to come out of Africa. It is your real estate solutions expert and your best plug to getting the best all-round value and returns in housing that would make you shout wow and how. Behold, the man that has taken it upon himself to solve the housing deficit in Africa through your collaboration and innovative solutions that are simple, sustainable, and affordable. Behold, my ACECHINA, the mayor of housing and your real estate success strategist. He can make you money and make you happy in real estate because he doesn't sell houses or lands. He sells value.
I've been pushing, you have a very big presence in the economic summit. Why are you doing that? What is your motivation?
I am the mayor of housing. I am not the mayor of empty houses. If you build in a location that is not attractive for immigration into that location, you will have empty houses. Part of the passion I have in housing in River State is to eliminate or reduce the River State, Lagos State dichotomy in decent housing estates for especially our expatriates and qualified people, because we have a lot of them working in Port Harcourt or living in Lagos or Abuja. We want to be able to not only keep them but attract people from all over the world to come and live in Port Harcourt, thereby making my houses occupy. Secondly, lands are no longer in production is a finite and definite asset. What makes the value of land increase is the amount of traffic heading and searching for that land. If very few people want to come to River State, our lands will be almost worthless. But if the whole world wants to come to River State, you're going to make my land the most desirable and valuable land in the world.
Call him now on 0809 337 8525 or visit www.themayorofhousing.com and also follow Value on social media www.facebook.com/my ACECHINA, at my ACE_China on Instagram and Twitter, www.linkedin.com/my ACECHINA, and www.youtube.com/my ACETV. Housing for all, your right to live. Something big has hit the city of Port Harcourt and about to quickly spread throughout Africa.
Shout out to the Mayor of Housing. We love you.
A big shout out to you, Mayor.
Shout out to you again, Mayor of Housing, the best in housing and estate business.
Your housing, all the best. Mayor of housing,
Shout out to the Mayor of Housing.
The biggest value monger in real estate in the world and the fastest rising housing brand to come out of Africa. It is your real estate solutions expert and your best plug to getting the best all-round value and returns in housing that would make you shout wow and how. But behold, the man that has taken it upon himself to solve the housing deficit in Africa through your collaboration and innovative solutions that are simple, sustainable, and affordable. But behold, my ACECHINA, the Mayor of Housing and your real estate success strategist. He can make you money and make you happy in real estate because he doesn't sell houses or lands. He sells value.
I've been pushing, you have a very big presence in the economic summit. Why are you doing that? What is your motivation?
I am the mayor of housing. I am not the mayor of empty houses. If you build in a location that is not attractive for immigration into that location, you will have empty houses. Part of the passion I have in housing in River State is to eliminate or reduce the River State, Lagos State dichotomy in decent housing estates for especially our expatriates and qualified people, because we have a lot of them working in Port Harcourt or living in Lagos or Abuja. We want to be able to not only keep them but attract people from all over the world to come and live in Port Harcourt, thereby making my houses occupy. Secondly, lands are no longer in production is a finite and definite asset. What makes the value of land increase is the amount of traffic heading and searching for that land. If very few people want to come to River State, our lands will be almost worthless. But if the whole world wants to come to River State, you're going to make my land the most desirable and valuable land in the world.
Call him now on 0809 337 8525 or visit www.themayorofhousing.com and also follow Value on social media www.facebook.com/my ACECHINA, at my ACE_China on Instagram and Twitter, www.linkedin.com/my ACECHINA, and www www.youtube.com/myacetv. Housing for all, your right to live.
Shout out to the mayor of housing. We love you.
Big shout out to you, Mayor.
Shout out to you again, Mayor of Housing, the best in housing and estate business.
Yo, housing. All the best. Mayor of housing.
Shout out to the mayor of housing.
The biggest value monger in real estate in the world and the fastest rising housing brand to come out of Africa. It is your real estate solutions expert and your best plug to getting the best all-round value and returns in housing that would make you shout wow and how. But behold, the man that has taken it upon himself to solve the housing deficit in Africa through your collaboration and innovative solutions that are simple, sustainable, and affordable. But behold, my ACECHINA, the mayor of housing and your real estate success strategist. He can make you money and make you happy in real estate because he doesn't sell houses or lands. He sells value.
I've been pushing, you have a very big presence in the economic summit. Why are you doing that? What is your motivation?
I am the mayor of housing. I am not the mayor of empty houses. If you build in a location that is not attractive for immigration into that location, you will have empty houses. Part of the passion I have in housing in River State is to eliminate or reduce the River State, Lagos State dichotomy in decent housing estates for especially our expatriates and qualified people, because we have a lot of them working in Port Harcourt or living in Lagos or Abuja. We want to be able to not only keep them but attract people from all over the world to come and live in Port Harcourt, thereby making my houses occupied. Secondly, lands are no longer in production, is a finite and definite asset. What makes the value of land increase is the amount of traffic heading and searching for that land. If very few people want to come to River State, our lands will be almost worthless. But if the whole world wants to come to River State, you're going to make my land the most desirable and valuable land in the world.
Call him now on 0809 337 8525 or visit www.themayorofhousing.com and also follow Value on social media www.facebook.com/my ACECHINA, at my ACE_China on Instagram and Twitter, www.linkedin.com/my ACECHINA, and www.youtube.com/my ACETV. Housing for all, your right to live.
Are we live? Welcome to the first live with my ACECHINA, where I'll be doling out value and taking all your questions. We were test running our equipment and making sure that everything is working, because this is the first time we're going live in a long while, and the first time we're going live with this new level of multiple platform live. So you're all welcome. Just trying to ensure that I shared the live link on your status. So please, before we start, just share on your status on groups that we are live. And today is very exciting for three things. Number one, the first person that came on live and commented. Dio, please check the person's username. You've just won yourself 5,000 Naira for being the first comment on our live today. Congratulations. We'll be dropping a number on the screen that you're going to WhatsApp your details to, and you'll be credited 10,000 Naira. If you're watching from any other part of the world, we are not yet dollarized, so we can only reward in naira. We'll start doing dollars when we get to that stage. And today we'll have 10,000 naira to 10 people that will answer our 10 questions. And we are going to take 10 questions from 10 people that will be lucky to be picked from the comment section. And at the end of today, we are going to take suggested topic. Today's topic is how to grow through challenges. How to grow through challenges. And is based on my quote that says, I don't go through challenges, I grow through challenges. And nothing excites me like growth. So I'm going to show you how to grow through challenges. And we're going to do that for the next 10 minutes. And after that, we're now going to take your 10 questions that will determine what I will talk about by answering those questions. And in the course of answering those questions, we should sure be here for a few minutes. And after we finish answering, we'll ask questions, and the 10 people that get the answer will smile home with 10,000 naira. I love money rewards because the reason I started reading again as an adult was when I found out that learning leads to earning. Learning leads to earning. If you tell me that if I read Think and Grow Rich, I can become a millionaire from that book, I'm not just going to read it, I'll devour it. So I'm hoping that the educational content we're doling out with these little stipends of rewards, it will motivate you to learn. And the greatest power of intrinsic capacity is learning, because you earn from opportunities, but when you learn, you make yourself the opportunity. Let me say that again. You earn from opportunities. When opportunities go, your earning goes. But when you learn, you become the opportunity. And when you become the opportunity, you can never go until you die. So you always have opportunity when you become opportunity. So one of the things I want to encourage in Africa and the world over is the new age knowledge of the University of YouTube. University is Y-O-U, University of YouTube, where you can teach yourself how to learn anything, because Jim Rohn said formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. I am making a fortune from the things I've learned on YouTube, and I would like the rest of the world to leverage on YouTube to learn. And Brian Tracy has his 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says 80% of rich people budget 80% of their money for 80% of their time on education, while 20% of the rest go for entertainment. But poor people is the other way around. Poor people budget 80% of their money, spend 80% of their time for entertainment, and only 20% or nothing for education. It's called the E to E ratio, the education to entertainment ratio. And I think it's Jim Rohn that said rich people have big libraries, while poor people have big televisions. So the social media and the internet is awash with all kinds of entertainment that young people that are supposed to use their youthful time to learn how to earn, spend time on the internet, entertaining themselves instead of educating themselves. So we're adding those cash incentives to make it fun for your education. And I have good news for you. We are about 2,500 subscribers. As our subscription level increases, the amount of money we'll be giving out for questions will be increasing too. For instance, by the time we get to 100,000 subscribers, we'll stop giving out 10,000 to 10 people and start giving 100,000 to 10 people. So once this channel gets to 100,000 subscribers, We will stop giving 10,000 to 10 people that answer our question and make it 100K to 10 people. And for this to get to 100,000 subscribers is simple. All it means is that the 1,000, the 2,000 of us that are already subscribed, if you can get 50 people to subscribe by sharing to 500 people, because if you share this to 500 people, 50 people will subscribe. And when they subscribe, 50 times 2,000 is over 100,000. So that is how easy it is. So we are going to just take 10 minutes to teach you about today's topic. And after that, we'll take your 10 questions. After your 10 questions, we'll choose the topic for next week so that you start preparing your mind for what I'll teach next week. You choose the questions and the topics. I just dole out the value. And what I'll be teaching here won't be textbook value. I have no notes concerning this particular stuff. It's my experience of how I grow from challenges that I'm going to be teaching you. Two things I'll be teaching in this channel, not facts and statistics. Those are important, but you can get that from Google or internet. I'll be teaching you two things you cannot get from robots, internet, or Google. I'll be teaching you epiphanies and experiences. Epiphanies and experiences. Those are the two major things I'll be doling out. So any topic that you hear me talk about, some of the things I'll be talking about, you won't find on the internet because they are my own personal epiphanies and experiences. So I don't go through challenges, I grow through challenges, and nothing excites me like growth. This topic, I'll be starting with a story of a man that helped a caterpillar or helped a butterfly and incapacitated it for life. What happened? Butterflies usually start from the pupa stage and then get to the caterpillar stage, and then it will form a cocoon. The cocoon will now metamorphose from a caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. But for that butterfly to emerge, it will start opening and cracking the cocoon just like chicks crack an egg. Just like you don't break an egg for a chick to come out, the chick cracks the egg to come out. That's how caterpillars or butterflies crack their cocoon to come out. So a man was walking in the bush one day and he saw this beautiful butterfly emerging from his cocoon, and the butterfly was trying so hard to break the cocoon. The cocoon was not breaking. It was trying so hard to break the cocoon. The cocoon was not breaking, and this nice, kind man bent down and broke the cocoon for the butterfly, opened it, and let out the butterfly. And he waited for the butterfly to fly. It couldn't fly. The next day, he waited for the butterfly to fly. Couldn't fly. The butterfly never was able to fly. The man took the butterfly to an insectologist and asked him, I helped birth this butterfly, but this butterfly is not able to fly. What's the problem? And upon examination, they found out the butterfly did not have a strong enough wings to fly. And the insectologist asked the man one question. Did you help him to open its cocoon? The man said yes. He said, you just help to kill its wings, because the struggle of the butterfly wings against the challenges of the cocoon is what builds the strength of the wings to be able to fly. So you just helped kill the flying ability of the wings of the butterfly. And that became the tragedy of help. It's like a child that you don't want ever to stumble or fall. And you say you don't want this child to walk. And the limbs were never used and they became so weak that the child became lame. That is how challenges are. We grow through challenges, and some of us resent the pain of breaking through the cocoon to make our wings strong, that we say we will never fly. And we are looking for who will help us break the cocoon. And when they break it, we find out we are not able to fly. And this is why there's a lot of cases of suicide and depression, because people have been brought up to be so weak by shielding them from challenges that they don't have the strength to face challenges. And life can never be without challenges. The Bible said, as long as the earth exists, seed time and harvest will never cease. Seed time and harvest has to do with the challenges of planting. And when you plant, immediately by nature, the challenges of the weeds will just start coming. Have you ever asked yourself, who plants weeds? Ask yourself. In Nigerian pidgin, oh boy, who they plant grass? You farm your farm, clear your farm, plant corn. Instead of only corn to grow, some very deadly grasses will start growing. It must take you to face the challenges of keeping off the weed, nourishing your corn for you to harvest your corn. If you say, oh, because there are weeds, you will relax. The weeds will choke your corn and your corn will die. That's how life is. Challenges of growth comes from stretch. If that thing does not stretch you, it will not grow you. So when you learn to crawl, your legs are so weak that they cannot stand. As they are trying to stand, the process of standing and falling is making the legs stronger until you can walk wobbling. The process of walking and wobbling makes the legs stronger until you can start walking. The process of walking makes the legs stronger until you can start running. So for you to grow from challenges, there are 4 aspects that makes up a man. A man is a spirit, soul, and body. And the soul is made up of the mind, the mentality and the emotions, or the mind and the heart, or the brain and the heart. The heart is the seat of emotions. The brain is the seat of mentality. So you have your physical body, the body. You have your spiritual self. You have your mental self. And then you have your emotional self. So for you to develop these 3 things, you must face challenges in each of them. And I'm going to just spend 2 minutes on each of them. Number 1, your body. The body in anatomy has what we call the use and disuse atrophy. The use trophy and the disuse atrophy. The use trophy says any muscle or tissue of the body you use becomes stronger and grows. And the more the challenges that muscle or tissue has to go through, the stronger it becomes. That's why people go to gym to lift weights. The more you carry heavy dumbbells, the more that hand becomes stronger and the bigger it grows. And disuse atrophy says if you stop using these hands, the muscle will start to atrophy or reduce until the muscle will disappear so much that you will not be able to use that hand and the hand will wither away. So if you tie these hands, for instance, for the next 3 years and don't use it, after 3 years you lose this hand, you won't be able to use it. That's why physiotherapy after stroke, from stroke patients, take a lot of time. Why? When the stroke happened, the psychosomatic connection between the brain and the muscles is lost. That the muscle has forgotten how to move. You've forgotten how to use your hand if you have a stroke. So the physiotherapists have to be moving that hand and teach your brain again how to use that hand. Because if they leave that hand that was paralyzed will atrophy or shrink and go away. So whatever you don't use, you lose. So if you don't use your body against resistance, you lose your strength. If you're a runner and you don't run, you lose your running ability. Those of you that are footballers will understand this. When you stop playing, you lose stamina. When you stop playing, you lose lung capacity. Some of you that stopped football for a long time, the first time you played after like 7 years, you thought your heart was going to fall because you were panting and you had lost capacity. Anything you stop doing, you stop losing it. So the first thing in your physical body, challenge your body to do strong things and overcome that challenges so that your body can grow. And the best way for physical exercise challenges is exercises. And some of these exercises are deliberate. Some are circumstantial. If you don't have transport money from Odili Road to Rumokoro, and you ask yourself how many hours does it take to walk from here to Rumokoro, and it's 1 hour, Rejoice and be glad, for science said that we are supposed to walk and exercise for at least 1 hour a day. Take your trekking from Pitodeli to Rumokoro as an exercise, and you will be healthy when you connect it to a healthy purpose. Those people in the village usually don't fall sick like those of us in the cities, because every day they go to the farm, they walk to the stream, they do a lot of exercises, and they are physically stronger because they overcome the challenges of physical challenges. So anything that has to do with physical challenge, lifting weight, exercising your body, having to go up and down. Some people don't like living in story buildings because they don't like staircases. I love story buildings because I challenge my legs to walk up the stairs at least once or twice a day so that I can exercise the legs to become stronger. So if you are suffering from any physical challenge, and if economy puts you where you are forced to do something physical, don't see it as suffering. See it as purposeful pain that is making your body stronger, and you will become stronger. The second thing is your spirit. If you've not had an opportunity to build your spirit through meditation, through prayers, through study, you have a weak spirit. The strongest thing about the spirit is a tempered spirit. And tempered spirits have to do with overcoming spiritual challenges that have to do with faith and elevation of your spiritual vibration. And one of the highest spiritual challenges in the world is forgiveness. Some of us are spiritually battered and weak because something happened and we are holding on to someone in bitterness and we don't forgive the person. There's a popular saying that to err is human, to forgive is divine. And the aim of spirituality, whether it's meditation, whether it's prayer, whether it's fasting, is to increase the human vibration connection of the spirit to the level of divinity. So if the most divine spiritual thing is to forgive, the more you forgive, the higher your spiritual frequency, the higher your spiritual maturity. There are a lot of things like fasting, like abstinence, like charity that builds you spiritually. But the highest of them all is forgiveness. So forgive today to be spiritually strong and overcome the challenge of forgiving the unforgivable. That guy ate your money. Forgive him. That guy raped you. Forgive him. That guy broke your heart. Forgive him. That guy sold you out. Forgive him. That guy stole your business secret. Forgive him. Whatever they have done, forgive them to be spiritually strong and matured enough to grow. And then the third thing is your brain. The highest brain exercise is two things: reading and brainstorming. Reading, the more you read, the more you exercise the brain. And the brain, like any other muscle, the more the resistance it passes through, the stronger it becomes to be able to do more. But the greatest brain use is called brainstorming or ideation. And that is when you have such a huge problem that instead of complaining about the problem, you sit down, write the problem, and begin to think. Henry Ford said, thinking is very hard work. That's why very few people indulge in it. Thinking is very hard work. That's why very few people indulge in it. And why many of you people think you are worrying, or you are daydreaming, or you are lost in thoughts. Thinking is when you focus on one thought and say, how do I find the solution to this my brokenness? What can I do in Nigeria today that doesn't involve money and doesn't involve me getting a job? And you think. If you can do that, you build your mental muscle. The fourth and the last aspect is emotions. The only way to build a strong heart is to go through a lot of heartbreaks. Many of us are afraid of heartbreaks that will shield our heart from disappointments, from heartbreaks, from rejections, from ridicule, from insults. I tell people, when you insult me, I'll out-pepper you. And the only way to out-pepper people is by pepper them with your result. If you have so much, as Frank Sinatra said, that the best form of revenge is massive success. So if somebody ridicules me or insult me, I'll out pepper the person. Amen. If you insult me that I'm not a serious student, I'll out pepper you with my A in that course. In fact, as a matter of fact, when I was in secondary school and the university, I used to get back at my lecturers with grades. If you're a lecturer and you come into the class and you catch me making noise and you say, China, you're a very unserious and useless student, I'll say, thank you, sir. In my mind, I'll say, by the time I write your exam and score 98, let me see how you can reduce that 98 to 68. I will so pass that anyhow you reduce my mark, I'll still make A. And if you don't give me my A, I'll report you to Senate and you will remark my... It's only people that are sure of what they wrote in exam that can go for remarking. So if somebody says, oh, you are not building beautiful houses, you don't even know how to build a house, that's an insult. I'll pepper you by building the most beautiful house in Nigeria. Somebody tells you you're a broke guy. If a lady tells me I won't marry you, you are too poor, oh, that's an insult. I'll pepper her by becoming the wealthiest person in Nigeria, that when she sees me 20 years from now, she'll be like, oh my God, I wish I didn't insult him. So spiritual maturity or overcoming emotional challenges is, don't avoid emotionally challenging circumstances. Face them and be matured enough to grow from them. And one of the books that puts that in perspective is the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It tells you, don't react to emotions with your emotions or situations with your emotions. Respond. And one of the greatest words that comes from respond is responsibility. If somebody says your mouth is smelling, don't be angry that you insult the person and get angry with the person. That's a reaction. Take the responsibility, which is the responsibility, to go and check, is my mouth really smelling? And get mouthwash, get chewing gum, get mouth, go to the dentist, and fix your mouth, that the next time the person meets you, your mouth will be better. Somebody says, you're an illiterate. Don't insult the person and say, hey, is it because your papa get money, you go school, and this everybody will not be thief? No. Have the responsibility and say, yeah, I'm an illiterate, but I'm going to make more money than you because I'm going to teach myself how to read. I'm going to read through YouTube. I'm going to learn a lot of things. In fact, I'm going to do online university and become a PhD holder. That's responsibility. But when you react to insults or emotional challenges with emotional reactions, you miss it. You become weak. Someone breaks your heart. Become so resolute that you are going to become so good that the next person that meets you will find you a higher treasure than the person that broke your heart, and he's going to miss you. One way I overcome challenges, emotional challenges, is to rise to the level of becoming so valuable that the person that emotionally insulted, abused, or tried to ridicule me will pay by missing value. If I'm foolish and you say I'm foolish, and I'm really foolish, you can't miss a foolish man. But if you say I'm foolish and I'm challenged to become so wise that tomorrow you'll be like, that guy I called foolish is actually the most wise person in Nigeria right now, it's on you. But apart from revenging by becoming more, the best emotion in the world is gratitude. And gratitude can be expressed in 2 ways. Gratitude is gratefulness and appreciation. Gratefulness is when somebody does something to you and you say thank you. Appreciation is when you see something good in somebody and you celebrate it. So if your wife is beautiful, appreciate her beauty. If someone is intelligent, appreciate the person's intelligence. If someone is winning, appreciate the person's victory. If somebody does anything for you, be so grateful that you want to keep expressing your gratitude and saying thank you and thank you. And one of my greatest way of expressing gratitude is not thank you. Thank you is an understatement and insult to gratitude. The best way to express gratitude is to become more. For instance, I take first in my class and my mom buys me a car. The best way to tell her thank you after telling her thank you, if I took first in my class of local school is to take first in a global school. I give you 1 million naira today to start a business, and you want to show me gratitude. Telling me thank you is not enough. The resolve to become more a business person, that you grow that 1 million to 10 million, that's the best way to show gratitude. So the best way to show gratitude is to become more. And for appreciation, never ever allow anything you like or appreciate to pass you without expressing your appreciation in a compliment. Have appreciating somebody and not telling the person is like going to buy a gift for someone, wrapping the gift, write the person's name, and throw the gift under your table or under your bed. What use is it to the person? So an unexpressed appreciation is like an undelivered gift. When you have a gift for someone, you always are eager to get the gift to the person. So never ever allow anything around you, greatness, excellence, anything good, without appreciating and expressing compliments. And never allow your gratitude to be in words only. You show true gratitude by becoming more. Like me, if you give me 1,000 naira today, I would like to appreciating you by going to turn to that 1,000 to 100,000 and coming back tomorrow to give you 100,000 and showing you how much that 1,000 has transformed my life and what I've used that 1,000 to become. The best way to show gratitude to your parents that are paying your school fees is to become so developed, matured, and excellent from your studies that when they meet you tomorrow, they'll be like, wow, this guy is really grateful for his school fees. The opposite of gratitude is entitlement. So don't be entitled. The most childish emotion in the world is entitlement and anger. So don't react in anger. I can talk about emotions for the next 3 years. So just know that the worst kind of emotion is entitlement and anger. The best kind of emotion is appreciation and gratitude. And the best way you can respond to an insult is to respond with an out pepper, and the best pepper is result. With these three things, you can overcome challenges. And I didn't just lecture you. I started business in 2007. I lost a lot of money that I was detained because of 1.8 million. I spent 10 months in prison in a cell. We were 94 people in that cell. And instead of complaining about being in prison, I actually learned most of this knowledge I'm sharing with you guys today, because I had the epiphany that you become what you study. And I started studying success and finance and business finance. And that's how I became what I am today. And I'm still studying that. So that's the best way to respond to life. When life knocks you down, stand up twice. There's a place in Proverbs, it said, a righteous man falls 7 times and rise up again. But one of my mentors said, if you fall 7 times, rise up 8 times. And me, I say, every failure doubles my resolve to succeed. So in conclusion, every challenge doubles my resolve to overcome that challenge twice. If I fall once, I want to rise 2 times. If I don't have the muscle to lift 1 kg, I want to grow the muscles to lift 2 kg. If you slap me, I want to grow big enough that you can't even slap my bodyguard tomorrow. Instead of fighting you, I want to become so rich that my PA, you cannot even slap. So the best way to respond to challenges is to grow the capacity to overcome them. And while going through that, have the consciousness that growth brings income and reward, and nothing should excite you like growth. So don't go through what you are going through. Grow through it today for your accelerated results. So with that, we can now enter the next phase of 10 questions where we can be asking, do I use my phone? Okay. I'll need Dayo or somebody to help me with the questions so that we can take 10 questions today. Even though we wasted time at the preliminary setup, I'll just answer the questions as sharply as I can. So you can ask me any question on anything pertaining to life and and business, anything at all, and I'll answer you. So let me just get my phone to, or do I use the iPad? So that I can see your questions as you ask them live. But please, Dami, help me look at the first question so that the person and the question. Why we are doing this live is that a lot of you come to the videos that I post and you say, this video you did on this, can you do a video on that? Can you answer me this thing you said on this video? Can you do that or do that? So instead of all that, I would like to answer that in a live video, and that was what I told you guys that will be live. I can't find myself here. Okay, so the first question is from Idris Anas. My questions are, in your experience, does past choices and mistakes hinder growth? No and yes. So Idris Anas said, my questions are, in your experience, does past choices and mistakes hinder growth? No and yes. No, because experience is the best teacher and the worst teacher. Experience doesn't give you lectures before exams. Experience gives you exams before lecture. It gives you an exam. When you pass, it will now explain to you why you passed. When you fail, it will not explain to you why you failed. That's the difference between experience and school. So when you make mistakes, mistakes are your greatest asset because there are no regrets or failures in mistakes. They are only lessons. And life has a way of repeating a lesson you've not gotten. For instance, Idris, when you are in JS1, if you fail the whole exam, you repeat JS1 because you didn't get it. And you keep repeating until you get it. That's how life is. If life wants to teach you the wisdom of not to trust people you don't know with your money, the first person you trust with your money, they'll eat your money. Life will teach you, don't give strangers your money. If you refuse to get that lesson, life will bring another person. You give him your money, he'll eat your money until you get it. Let me give you my experience. My first ever business that even made me resign from medical practice, I was working in the teaching hospital at Meridian Hospital in 2006, and I was working 3 jobs and saving a lot of money. I think I had saved about 2.3 million, and I needed 3.5 million to. I grew up in Jos, so NASCO needed petroleum product. So somebody called me, and now I didn't know anybody that sells fuel. I didn't go to the refinery. I just saw one guy on the road one day, gave him a ride. He said, oh, he works in a shipping vessel. And I said, oh, can you supply oil? He said, yes. I said, okay, like how much for a truck of oil? He said 3.5. I had to go and borrow 1.2 million from my colleagues, promised them interest, and gave to Ayo. I don't know Ayo's house. I don't know Ayo's office. We kept on meeting in joints. Told me the truck had loaded, they were going to Jos. That was 2006. Till today, I'm talking to you. That truck is still going to Jos and has not gotten to Jos. And I can't get Ayo on the phone again. I've trusted people I don't know by employing them. The oil business that I lost 50 million that led to my going to prison is because I didn't have an auditing system that audits how many liters of oil comes to my filling station and how many goes out. And my boys were stealing my oil so much until my tanker had an accident. I now audited in arrears and found out I had lost 50 million. Right now, I've learned to audit per transaction. If you bring me a product of 10,000 today, I want to audit how much is it. If we sell, I'll audit today. And I brought out an internal control mechanism that I can monitor every step. It is those experiences, for those of you that are in my private engagers group, that is making me get an app that can even monitor your activities, because I can't trust people to tell me they did this. There has to be systems, structures, and strategies. Please take note of that. From your experience, you must create systems, structures, and strategies not to repeat the same mistake. If you fail because you are not reading, the next time you should read so as not to fail. If you don't learn that lesson, life will keep. In fact, many of us, the greatest mistake we make is with our money. Each time you get 10,000 and you finish the money, you have made a mistake because you didn't invest. Life will give you another 10,000. If you fail, a time will come you won't even see 10,000 again because you have kept on failing. So learn your lessons from your mistake and resolve never to repeat them again. Experience is when you don't repeat your mistake. Foolishness is when you keep repeating your mistake. In fact, somebody said the definition of madness is the repeating the same mistake and expecting a different result. So your mistakes and other things can hold you back when you don't have sense or you are mad. If you are wise, the experience will be so, especially painful experiences. Let me round off. If a child has been admiring candlelight and wants to touch candlelight, you have said, don't touch, don't touch. Leave the child. When he touches candlelight and the thing burn him, he will never go close to candlelight again all his life. For those of us that grew up in Jos is a very cold place. We use ring boilers to boil our water to bath. If there's a ring boiler that has lost contact and is naked, the water shocks. The first time you put hand in ring boiler water and it shocks you, you will now get the reflex of raising the ring boiler, touching the water and putting it back. Nobody will teach you. So if you don't learn from your excuses and from your mistakes and your experience, life will keep flogging you until you learn. And when you learn, you become a guru like me. All these things I'm saying, it's not because I went to the best school, but because I had experience. And experience is the best teacher because it will suffer you first before it will give you sense. Amen? So the second question. Okay, sir. From Kingsley Stanislaw Senior. Oh, that name sounds very foreign. Okay, so how do I deal with stage fright being a musician to perform? Beautiful. The best way to deal with stage fright is two things from my experience. I used to be a stage performer. When I was in St. Joseph's College, VOM, I was one of the best stage performers in my school. And how I learned to deal with stage fright is two things. Rehearsal. Rehearse so many times that your performance becomes so good that you can't make a mistake. What makes us afraid of stage fright? We're afraid that if we make mistake, people will laugh at us. That's what I told you, ridicule. The fear of ridicule is like second to the fear of death. So become so good that you can never be ridiculed. You'll be so impressive. And in my business, my brand promise is wow. Become so good by rehearsing so many times that your performance will be wow. So wow yourself from so much repeated rehearsals that you become so good that even the highest critic in the world cannot critique or fault your performance. Then secondly, do what we call the screening eye contact. When you're on stage, look at the back of the stage, not the audience. You are looking at everybody, but not looking anybody. If the hall has a picture, focus on that picture and believe that you are performing for the picture and not for the people. Because if you make eye contact with somebody, you might lose your confidence. But if you are looking at that picture at the end of the hall and performing your best because you know how good you are, is even when you finish your performance and people start clapping, then you now remember that, oh, human beings are here. You're now like, wow. So rehearsals. Repetition is the mother of all skills. And as Oprah Winfrey said, become so good that they cannot ignore you. If you're a performing artist in Nigeria, become so good in your act that nobody can see you and not shout, wow, and clap. So if your performance is the one you are hoping that they will clap, you are not yet good enough. If your performance is one that even your coach and your rehearsal observer shout, wow, then you are good enough for any world stage. And when you get there, don't look at the crowd. Look at the back at the hall and dance and perform your heart out. So thank you, King Stanislaus Senior. Next question, please. So we've done 2 questions. Any other question, Daya? I'm not seeing it on my screen. Okay. So please, you can ask any question. Thank you, Angela Ella. My question, sir. Why is it that money is never enough? Even when I begin to earn more. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Angela Ella. First of all, there is enough money in the world for everybody in the world to be a millionaire. Take that down. More money has been printed in the world today than ever been printed since the history of the world. More money is being made on the internet daily than ever been made in the history of the world. There is no scarcity of money in the world. There's only scarcity of mentality to attract money. When people say there's no enough money in the world, is an anomaly. During the COVID, a lot of people died. Did you hear that anybody was buried with their money? Did you hear anybody was buried with their cars? There is enough money in the world. It's only the scarcity mentality. And why you don't have enough money is what they call the theory of expansibility of lifestyle. The theory says that your lifestyle will always expand to meet your level of income, no matter how much you increase your income. For instance, when you have a car, you were being paid 10,000, let's say $5,000. You were very comfortable with the train and the bus system. When you were being paid $10,000 and you bought a car, if they tell you not to use your car for one day, you say, no, I can't do without a car. Even this phone you are watching me with, there was a time you didn't have an Android phone and you could survive. But right now, if you are not with the latest iPhone, you feel you are not even okay. If your phone goes back for one day, you're like, ah. So the solution is to retract to fire. What is the retract? A bow and a catapult. This is a bow, this is an arrow. It is how far back the arrow goes that determine the force with which the bow goes, that will determine the force with which the arrow will shoot. If you don't ever pull back, you will never move forward. So you contract to expand by paying yourself first. Number one, you need to close your mind and tell yourself two things. When I was earning half my salary today, how was I surviving? That question is so important. In fact, it's $1 million question. If you're earning 50,000 today and you start earning 100,000 tomorrow, ask yourself, when I was earning 50,000, how was I surviving? And discipline is the ability to make yourself do the things you need to do to succeed, whether you feel like it or not. When you get 100,000, the feeling of 100,000 will come. The needs of 100,000 will come. Even your loved ones will know you are earning more and make more demand. And you feel you love them and you are obliged to do it. Ask yourself, when you had 50,000, did you not love them? Whatever you were giving them when it was 50,000, contract back from 100 to 50,000 and invest the other 50 until it starts making you 100,000 before you can expand your spending. That alone is the greatest discipline that separates the rich from the poor. The poor do what we call instant gratification and hero spending. Instant gratification, you want to gratify all your desires today. The rich do what we call delayed gratification and sensible spending. Hero spending is when every poor person wants to show the other poor person that I am your hero. Here's my shoulder, you can lean on me, I'll just pay. So when your loved ones make all kinds of obnoxious demands, you just pay because you are trying to be a hero. But the rich guy knows he'll be a bigger hero tomorrow than remaining small. Remaining small actually does more harm to you and your loved ones than the sacrifice and courage it takes to grow big. So you need to retract. Ask yourself, if your salary has ever been doubled, go back to half your salary today so that you can become rich. If you can do that for 3 years, I'm sure that amount being invested in a safe, secured, simple vehicle will make you so much money that you now have excess to even spend on those things you want today. Next question. Huh? We'll take 10. No, we'll find a way. This is why we're here. Let's take more questions. That's the third question, right? So we'll just take, what's the time? Okay. We can still take next question, please. I need 10 questions and I want to surprise. Next question. Please take note of those questions. Thank you. I don't need to stop talking so that this doesn't go boring. I need, please, even in the course of your week or in the course of watching our video, any question you have from any of our videos, keep it and bring it on Sundays. That's the reason from this. I like this question from Felicia Otobong. Sir, in case you have business plan, I'm very sure that you can do it and capital required is not up to it. Is it good to jump to whatever capital? I'm not seeing the full question in the screen. Complete the statement for me, Dayo. To whatever capital G what? Goes, yes. In fact, business people start businesses with capital. Entrepreneurs start businesses with nothing but capacity. The difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur is capacity and capital. The capacity of a businessman is capital. The capacity of an entrepreneur is the entrepreneur. Mark Zuckerberg did not start Facebook with millions of naira. He collected money from his friends and started it small as a campus social app. From campus, he went to US. From US, he went to the world. Scalability is the most important quality in a business. Any business you cannot scale. What is scale? Before you produce 1,000 iPhones, you must learn how to produce one perfectly. One of my mentors, what's his name? Will Smith said, you don't set out to build a wall. You set out to lay one perfect brick. You know, bricks make up a wall. Don't set out to build a wall. Set out to lay a brick. So don't set out to start your business. Set out to show that your business works. And the best person to show that the business works is you. And the best person to sacrifice for the business is you. If you use your capital to start small and it fails, you can forgive yourself because it's your money and you don't have to answer to anybody. So keep testing your business with small of what you have until you are sure it now works. When it starts working, you now look for how to expand it. Apart from that, the greatest power in business is what they call bootstrapping or selling before buying. If I want to sell you this power bank and I know where to get this power bank for 1,000 naira and sell it for 5,000, instead of looking for how to get 1,000 naira, I would rather use that time to look for who I can sell the power bank to. I go to the owner of this power bank, I'll snap the power bank. I'll call my customer and say, I have a power bank that is 5,000, but because it's in my warehouse, I need transport money to go and get it. If you can pay, and then I go to the warehouse and bring it for you, I'll sell it to you for 3,500. The guy pays me 3,500. I send 1,000 to the owner and tell him what's the delivery fee. He said the delivery fee is 1,000. I send him another 1,000, give him the person's address. He delivers this power bank to you. I've given him 2,000. You gave me 3,500. I have 1,500 as profit. I sold the power bank before I bought the power bank. So this why big business people depend on their pocket for money. Entrepreneurs depend on their brain for money. So think how you can start that business with what you have today and grow it. Then you know you're a true entrepreneur. So the next question is from Mr. Deboye Alaba. How do you finance a business when you didn't have any source of income? Can loans do? No. Please, this is very important and this is derailing a lot of youths in Nigeria. If you don't have any money, you don't have right to start a business. Please, listen to me again. If you don't have any money, you don't have right to start a business. The first money I ever made in life, I made it in a black block industry. If you grew up in Jos, there's a Kelwa Plaza. Opposite that Kelwa Plaza, beside Paul Gindri Rock, there is a block industry there. When I finished my secondary school education, my mom had money and I was waiting for my admission. I didn't want to beg my mom for money. I went to that block industry to work. And that's where I earned my first money. So if you want to show that your business is worth it, go and carry bricks, go and do any manual labor to earn the money to build your capital. My first filling station in Imo State, I paid for it. I had a small Nissan Sunny. I didn't have capital to buy oil. I had to drive taxi for 2 months before I raised not the capital for the oil, but the money to entertain the guy that will give me the oil on credit. So you must do what you don't like to save money for what you like. And please write down this quote. If it's possible to type it on the screen, Dio, please type it. If you are working at something you don't like without saving for something you like, you are not making ends meet. You are making ends split. You must not start from business. Go and start from laborer, bricklayer, walk around your areas. You'll find something, even if it's to cut grass for your neighbor and let him pay you, to wash clothes for your neighbor and let him pay you. There's money all around. What kills us that we miss the ego of money in Igbo is the ego of ego in English. Ego in English prevents a lot of people from making ego in Igbo. Ego in business prevents a lot of people from making ego in Igbo. If you are not humble enough to reduce yourself to do what you don't like, to raise the money for the business you like, you don't like it enough. That's why men go down on their knees to convince a woman to marry them. If you can't go down on your knees to convince your business to raise money for it, you don't deserve the business. Loans are not for starting businesses. Loans are for expanding businesses. When you start a business and you're already doing well, and you meet any bank or any individual and say, sir, I usually buy 5 bags of Gary for 50,000 and I sell it for 100,000. Now that season is coming, I need 500,000 so I can buy more and sell and give you this. Because the person already, they will even tell you, bring your transaction history. He sees that you're already doing well, he'll support you. So that quote again says, if you are working at a job or a business or anything you don't like, without saving money for what you like, you're not making ends meet. You are making ends split. Start where you don't like, so that the disdain for what you are doing will force you to save money. For instance, as the mayor of housing now, if I lost all my money today, I'll go and get the most embarrassing job that pays the highest money. If I found out that packing sewage is the highest paying job that you need no money to start, I'm going to start packing sewage. And each time people ridicule me to make me to save 90% of my income from sewage to start my housing business again, if that's what I love. So allow yourself to humble yourself enough. Remove your ego in English so that you can get your ego in Igbo. So if you have pride that you can't go below yourself to earn what it takes to start yourself, then you don't deserve what you want to start. And please, loans are not meant for starting business. Loans are meant for expanding business. There's no business in the world you start that you won't make mistakes, that you won't have challenges. And when you make mistakes with people's loans, they will arrest you. I wasn't even taking a loan. I was taking products on credit where people supply me oil. I sell and give them money. I lost part of their money. I was arrested and I spent 10 months in prison detention. In Nigeria, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, but you are treated guilty until proven innocent. If somebody accuses you that you stole their money, the police doesn't come and pamper you like an innocent person. They will start pounding you like a criminal until you prove that you didn't steal the money. And owing money is a civil offense, but in Nigeria it's a criminal offense because the police will just turn it to 2 things, either fraud or OBT. OBT is obtaining by tricks. The person will go and say you obtained his money by tricks, and they will start embarrassing you. Even these loan apps that will start telling people this person is a fraudster, is a 419. I even saw one that they say the person has HIV. I was like, So please, the pressure of loan is not what you need to start your business with, but make yourself the sacrificial lamb and the guinea pig of your business if you really want to do business. If it's not sacrificial, it won't be beneficial. Crystal Ayobamidele, this is the 6th question. What number? Number 6? Please take note of the numbers of questions. Crystal Ayobamidele. So how do I deal with my self-esteem when I'm making a transaction with my customers as a business owner? Anybody that is not the hardest thing to start in this world is business. For you to start a business, you are so good that you're a hero. And if you are not your cheerleader, you can't do business. In fact, there's a book every person in this on this live video that is doing business must buy. The Psychology of Selling. And the solution to self-esteem is affirmations and self-love. One of the ways to get self-esteem is every day say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. I am so good, I'm so good, I love myself, I love myself. If you don't see yourself as good enough and you don't love yourself and believe in yourself, nobody will believe you. Do you know what is sales, Crystal? The definition of sales in that book, the Psychology of Selling, is the transfer of enthusiasm or the transfer of belief. I believe that this power bank is useful. I transfer that belief to you. You give me money and take the power bank. If I don't believe that I have value, nobody will believe in me to give me money. So before even going to talk to your customers, talk to yourself. Today when I talked about talking, I said the best person to talk to is yourself. Talk to yourself. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Believe me. If you don't love yourself, nobody will love you. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe you. And if you don't have belief, you cannot sell, because sales is transfer of belief. Why I'm here today selling you guys education is because I believe I'm the best thing to happen to real estate in Africa, and I have enough experience and I'm so loaded that I can talk to you. That's why I say, ask me any questions, because I know I can answer it. But if I come here and say, ask any question, but no ask me hard question. No, you know, sometimes I don't know some things. If you say you don't know, you don't know. But if you say you know, you know. So you have to believe in yourself so that when your customers are talking to you, they should even see that you are helping them, not them helping you. The best business people in the world see themselves as helping customers and not customers helping them. Because if I can give you more value than your money, you give me that money gladly and I'm helping you. So tell yourself, buy that book, The Psychology of Selling, and see how to build self-esteem. I love myself. I love myself. Tell yourself, Crystal is the most amazing business person I know. She's amazing. And those things, you know, that will give you confidence. If it's reading, if it's speaking. If you don't know how to speak, speak to yourself in a mirror. Record yourself speaking and listening to it. If it's not nice, record yourself again. Speak over and over again. Just like the guy that talked about performance. Work on your performance as a salesperson or as a business person, that when your customers see you, they'll be like, wow, this is the best guy in business, and they'll pay you. So Miracle Okole said, your question says, sir, for a recent graduate awaiting the youth service, what advice can you give to such a person looking at how the economy is moving? What's the last word there? After moving? Angel. Okay. Looking at how the economy is moving. Okay. The first thing you need to do, ask yourself, there's a video I did. I think Dayo will need to put the link in the bio. Chronology of going from broke to rich. The first thing you need to ask yourself is, what can I do today to make money? When I finished my secondary school and I was waiting for my admission into the University of Nigeria, I was the best graduating a student from my secondary school. In fact, I made 9 A's. I think that was the only 9 A's in Plateau State that year. But I didn't sit back and say, genius, I'm doing nothing. I needed money. I went to a block industry and worked and took my money and left. That I went to the block industry did not reduce my intelligence. It did not reduce my admission into medical lab science in the University of Nigeria. And it did not reduce my performance when I got to school. So ask yourself, what can you do today? Because of the economy, please. The answer to bad economy is productivity. Let me tell everybody watching this. There's what we call economics of emotions. When the economy is bad, people feel fearful and gloomy and they don't produce. And if you don't produce, you won't earn. But the solution to a bad economy is boost in production. If economy is bad, if you were producing 5 things to make 5 naira when the economy is good, now the economy is good, you need to produce 10 things to make that same 5 naira. So double your productivity. So the first thing you should ask yourself is there any skill I can learn in 3 months and start earning that is a skill that doesn't require me to do anything? Like young girls in Nigeria learn how to braid hair or something. It's something they can learn in a month or two. And you can braid your hair anywhere you are posted to NYC in the world, and you can make money from it. So ask yourself, what can I learn that can make me money even before NYC and also continue to make me money during NYC? Learn a skill that won't take a long time and leverage on what you can do today. That's where the mental thinking, brainstorm and ask yourself, around my area, what can I do? Even if it's POS, anything you can, especially something you don't need money to start. You can start it. When I went to the block industry, you don't need money to work in the block industry. And I saw other guys carrying block. Even though the first 2 days I thought I would die because every joint in my body was paining me. But what does not kill a man will make him stronger. So find something you can do around and earn money immediately. Oluwakayode, what number is this? Damilare. This is the last question. My question, sir, how do you deal with an habit that gets so much out of you and has even embarrassed you? The first thing you need to do is look for help. There's one part of Nigeria that people don't emphasize: external help for breaking habits. One of the guys that have been doing so well in that field recently is Apostle Femi Lazarus. He understands the psychosomatic of treating people psychologically. So get help. One of the help you can get, if you cannot go to someone, YouTube is one of your best. YouTube is so underrated that people don't know the power of YouTube. Oluwakayode, if you Google YouTube how to stop, if your habit, for instance, is smoking, and you Google on YouTube how to stop smoking, and you lock yourself in a room and buy only 10 gig data, you can't finish 10 gig in one day, and watch 8 hours of YouTube videos on how to stop smoking, they will show you something you can start today. That you start doing small. Don't aspire to stop it at once. So more. As Will Smith said, don't build the wall in one day. Build only one brick. You see videos that tell you start small. There's even this, they call nicotine substitute, I think vaporing. There's a vaporizer nicotine substitute that they even tell people start smoking that one before you withdraw completely. If it's alcohol, they'll tell you how to substitute maybe lemon and lime or something. So watch videos on how to stop your habit. If you watch it 8 hours every day for 7 days and nothing happened, call me and call me a liar. I'll come here on Sunday and call me a liar. You must get what we call an epiphany. Epiphany is a eureka, a sudden realization that I can do this one. No, I know if you do other ones, but this one I can do it. And start small and celebrate every achievement. For instance, if you go one day without smoking, if you're smoking, I'm just assuming, you celebrate yourself. You can say, oh, any one day I don't smoke, I'll give myself maybe one ishewu or something. Reward yourself and celebrate yourself and become your fan. Punish yourself when you don't do well. Reward yourself when you do well. And for everybody watching, whatever you punish, you get less of. Whatever you reward, you get more of. Learn to reward yourself when you do well and punish yourself when you don't do well, so that you will want that reward and reinforcement. How do you train a dog? When a dog does what you like, you give them meat or something. When you say, and the dog jumps up and you give him meat, any day you say, the dog will jump up. So also reward yourself. But please, YouTube, get your data. The greatest device we have in this world is what you are holding in your hand. It has the power to destroy you and the power to build you, because it's the best and the most excellent servant, but the worst master. If you allow the internet to become your master, you suffer. But if you master the internet, it is an excellent servant that can teach you anything, and you tell it, go get me this, and it will get it. Thank you very much. And my surprise for today is that we are supposed to take 10 questions, and then I'll ask 10 people questions, and when you answer my question, you get 10,000. But because we had so much delay starting, we are giving all the people that asked questions today 10,000 as our surprise, and this is the only time we'll do it. So all those people that ask questions, please put the number on the screen. All those people that ask questions, this WhatsApp number on the screen, send your bank details to them and you'll be credited 10,000. And if you're watching from outside Nigeria, tell us how we can send you. 10,000 is slightly less than $10, right? It's like $7. But if you're watching from outside Nigeria and you win, we'll give you not $7 but $10. Contact the WhatsApp number. Please put the +234 in front so that those watching from outside Nigeria can watch. And please, the final stage of this, all those that ask questions, you've won 10,000. Next week, we're not giving money to those that ask questions, but those that answer questions. We'll have our time management. Then the first person that commented on this live appearance is Miss Sophie. Sophie for life, you've just won yourself 5,000 naira. Sophie has been doing us very proud. She has just won 5,000 naira. Where's my phone? I have some surprises for 8 people that have won 10,000 naira each. These people are my private team that are working with me to grow my brand awareness, and my ACE engagers, 8 of you have won 10,000 naira each, and I'll be announcing these 8 names. The 8 of you, you don't need to send your details to the WhatsApp number because you know where we meet now. So we'll be doing that on the group. So these 8 people have also won 10,000 naira for recommending this channel for people to subscribe. They've recommended more than 10 persons to subscribe to our channel this week. They are Prince Charles Edet. You've just won 10,000 naira for recommending people to subscribe to our channel. Eva Aboyewa, you've won 10,000 naira for recommending people to subscribe to our channel. Ereida Emmanuel, you've won 10,000 naira for recommending people to subscribe to our channel. Halima Dauda, you've won 10,000 naira for recommending more than 10 people to subscribe to our channel. Fubara Stephanie, you've just won 10,000 naira for recommending more than 10 people to subscribe to our channel. Umechi Nonso Augustine, you've just won 10,000 naira. Rose Ume, oh, my J-Town people, Rose Ume, you've just won 10,000 naira for recommending more than 10 people to subscribe to our channel. Fubara Moriso, you've just won 10,000 naira for subscribing. So 8 of you, I'll be dropping the details in the group right now. These are the people that have just won 10,000 naira for recommending more than 10 people to subscribe to the channel. So congratulations, guys. Just today, we've given a total of 185,000. 5,000 to Sophie for life for being the first to comment on this live. 10,000 each for the 10 people that asked questions, and 10,000 for the 8 people that recommended people to subscribe to this channel. Please, the Mayor of Housing, I always teach. I teach, I inspire, I create, and collaborate. And I'm using this channel to give back to you education for free. And all I need you to do is to share this channel and get people to subscribe. We have 200 million people in Nigeria, and I don't want everybody on my channel. I only want 100,000 people on this channel between now and January, so that the people we are giving out 10,000 to, it will now be 100,000 to 10 people. And when the channel gets to 1 million people, we'll start giving out 1 million naira to 10 people. And that's how we'll grow a lot of other surprises. So please, don't just subscribe to the channel because you want to win prizes. Subscribe because you want to learn. Remember, you earn from opportunities, but when you learn, you become the opportunity. And what you have, you can lose, but what you become, you can never lose. I am the Mayor of Housing. I can never lose being me. And if I had an opportunity, I can lose those opportunities. Opportunities can end, but you will never end as long as you are alive. So learn to earn so that you become the opportunity than looking for opportunities to make money. That's the essence of this channel, and that's why I always tell you, come, let us learn and grow rich together. Before we call it a day, please, if you have what you want us to talk about next week, the first three people that will put the first person that will tell us what you want us to talk next week, we'll choose that topic for next week. So who is the first lucky person? What do you want to talk about next week? Who is the lucky person? Who is the lucky person? The first person to drop a topic that is getting you guys worried. What's the topic that worries you the most? That will make you the most money? Please don't talk about topics that wouldn't make you money, because the difference between love and lust is value. The difference between love and lust is value. The difference between passion and distraction is money. If your passion does not give you money, it's a distraction. So please don't give us topics of distraction. I love money, and I love the money at the end of every effort. That's why I like testing, because every test gives me money when it becomes a testimony. And that's why I'm also married, because there's money at the end of the matri. So matrimony, testimony. I love money. Even when you greet me in the morning, good morning, I'll answer you money. But I don't love money. I love earning money, because I don't love money for money's sake. I love money for the things money can do for me. And when it comes to me, and Jim Rohn says something, if you chase money, you will never catch it. But if you become valuable, money will chase you. Please write that down. If you chase money, you will never catch it. If you become valuable, money will chase you. This channel is to make you so valuable that money will chase you. Real estate, is that a topic? No, we need a topic. Okay, can we need a topic that is more than real estate. Real estate sounds as if I've come here to market. If we talk about real estate, if we talk about real estate next week, I'll just come here and be selling my properties. I have a channel called my ACETV. That's my business channel. I don't want to sell real estate here. I want to sell you guys value. So coin something, maybe how to start in real estate or secrets of real estate, something that will be valuable to you. Not just real estate. If you give me only real estate, I'll sell you that you even go and sell your old house to come and buy my house. So let's have something more teachable. Real estate is too broad, and that's my business. If you allow me, I'll leave teaching and start selling. And you know I'm the best salesperson in Africa. The greatest salesman in Africa. I don't want to sell. Look at you. They don't allow me sell you. You go collect your mom's money, come buy my property. So what's the next person? Topic so that how to earn an income. Beautiful. This is a beautiful topic. Next week we'll be talking on the topic how to earn an income. Chidebere Chibo, please send your details to the number, the WhatsApp number. Please drop that WhatsApp number. Chidebere Chibo, for choosing a topic for us next week. You've also won yourself 5,000 naira. Sophie for life, for being the first to comment on our live, you've won 5,000 naira. The 10 people that ask questions, all of you have won 10,000 naira each. And the 8 people that got people to subscribe to our channel, you've all won 10,000 naira each. I am going to be the Mr. Beast of education. Mr. Beast gives a lot of giveaway from entertainment. I'm going to do a lot of giveaway from education. And watch out, because Mr. Beast prides himself as the most generous man in the world. I'm going to start as the most generous man in Africa. Watch out for this channel, because we'll be having a lot of surprises. And if you've not subscribed, subscribe and turn on the notification buttons so that when we go live with our surprise packages, you'll be first to get a notification. And who knows, you might just get something. But whatever you get from this channel will not make you. What will make you is what you learn from this channel. So with all you're getting, make sure you're learning. Learning makes you the opportunity. Getting makes you lucky. But everybody can learn and everybody can become a millionaire. Have a jolly good evening, and make sure you're subscribed, because every day we'll be dropping value videos. And when you have questions on those videos, don't just ask it in the comment below. Come live on Sundays and I'll be here to teach, inspire, create, and collaborate. See you next Sunday.